The Blackhawks pick up their first win of the season, 3-1 over the Utahns. Join us on the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show coming up next. Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks postgame show presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app and use the code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, Hawks win 3-1 over the Utah Mammoth. Don't look at the fancy stats. Don't look at the shots on goal. Just look at the final score. Because it's a win. And for all the games they probably maybe this year deserved to win that they didn't, they did not deserve to win this one. And they did. And we will absolutely take it.
At the end of the night, they led the only statistic that matters.
That's right.
Goals. They scored 3. Utah scored 1.
Yes.
That equals 2 points.
It does.
That's all that matters. Congratulations to Jeff Blashill on his first victory of thousands as Chicago Blackhawks head coach.
Yes. Well, let's hope so.
A mammoth first victory.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, you like that?
The headlines write themselves.
Exactly.
By the way, that's Greg Boysen. I'm Jay Zawaski. Hi, thanks for being here. Sarah's running the show. Do us a favor, hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube page. Big news. We hit 90,000 subscribers today on YouTube. So we've got a really nice special going on for you. If you're not a diehard yet and you'd like to become a diehard, $27 for the first year. That's normally $80. $27, our lowest price ever. That's for new diehards. If you are a current diehard, you get 50% off all CHGO merch until midnight tomorrow night. Or what would that be? Wednesday morning.
Sure.
So jump on that deal. Click on the link that is in our socials. It's allchgo.com/90K social, 90K-social. Just find my tweet. It's there. Click it. That's how you'll get the special. So take advantage of that. Thanks to everybody who made us get to 90,000. And let's get to 100,000. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Let's get the flowers out of the way early. We've got our Game Puck nominees. Are they running now, Sarah? Not yet. Okay. Well, we're going to get them up at the end of this segment. I'm going to tell you who mine is. Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight was absolutely outstanding. Kept the Hawks in this game when they could just not find their legs at all. And Mark Lazarus just tweeted this quote from Paul Maurice from a story he wrote a little bit ago for The Athletic. This is Paul Maurice saying, the growing pains of a team at that age, all they've got to do now is get one goal better, right? Just a little tighter, one goal better because they've got a goaltender that can stop the puck. It doesn't seem like much, but the fact that Spencer Knight is back there and every night you know you're getting above average goaltending, it keeps you in games you have no business winning. It helps you win games that last year or 2 years ago would have been a 1-goal loss, suddenly become a win or an overtime win. It makes such a huge difference. Spencer Knight was outstanding tonight, absolutely outstanding. He stopped, what were the final numbers here? 21 of 23 shots, but that is, I mean, a lot of them were very, very difficult saves.
Yeah, he's been great this year. This is why you traded for him.
Yeah.
This is why you gave him the extension.
Bears just won.
Bears win.
25-24 Bears.
Looks like Cairo Santos just got Wally pipped. He's gone.
Oh, Cairo. I will.
All right, anyway, back to hockey.
you.
There'll be plenty of Bears talk on this station. Hey, we're on the air. Calm down,
Yeah.
dude. Jeez, man.
Hey, the FCC is still a thing.
Kiss your kids with that mouth? Good Lord. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I will say Hawks
Spencer
win their
Knight.
first game.
Is someone
Bears
on
just won
fire
the-
out there? Literally.
I think it's Braggs is screaming.
Oh, all right. I thought someone like self-immolated in celebration of the Bears win. That's a good bit, though. Good for socials.
Hopefully they recorded that. Yeah. Anyway.
Wait, we missed it. We filmed it vertically. We got to do it again.
Yeah. I forgot to press record.
Anyway. Sorry. Yes.
Spencer Knight,
Yes,
good
Spencer
at hockey.
Knight, Spencer
Yes,
Knight, yes.
very good. And yeah, he was a big reason for the victory tonight.
Yeah.
My game puck is going to Wyatt Kaiser. Now, if you look at his game stats, they don't look good, especially the fancy stats. But
Don't care.
He just, give this kid credit. He gets better with every game, every shift. It seems like in my notes, there was a play midway through the first period where he read a pass in the defensive zone perfectly, intercepted it, quickly got it up to start a rush. A couple minutes later, big hip check on Brandon Tanev that broke up another scoring chance. And then in the second period, the Kyler Yamamoto kind of beat him out wide, but he recovered and kind of did a little turn with his stick and got the puck off his stick before he was able to even get a shot on goal.
Was he the one, too, who made the play right before the lights went out? The stick check that sent the Hawks the other way? I think that
so,
was
yeah,
him, too.
Yeah. He just does so many of these little things.
Yes.
He's always in the right spot. He's such a cerebral, smart player. Like, his instincts are not coachable. Like,
That's something you cannot
he needs
coach.
to be the perfect mentor for an Artem Levshunov, to where look at how Wyatt plays with his instincts and just lets the game come to him and just reacts.
Yeah.
Doesn't think, just reacts. So just a great game for him. Again, you look up his stat sheet, it's not going to look great, but he made so many little plays that just so important in a game like this.
And those are the things that, as you mentioned, like you can go, if you're a natural stat trick, sycophant, and that's all you go by to judge how players played, you're going to miss a huge part of what made him excellent tonight. And it is those little things that, look, like you mentioned, 4 or 5 key stick checks to break up plays, or a guy coming into the zone with speed that he slows down and stops. Those things do not show up on a stat sheet. They don't. And look, I'm going to point the thumb myself when he was sort of holding out this summer, and I sort of thought to myself, like, I don't know who Wyatt Kaiser thinks he is or thought he's proven yet, but I think that he's kind of, the Hawks have him up against the barrel here, and he doesn't really have any leverage. But man, he has come out and he has been outstanding this entire season. I will go as far to say he has been the Hawks' best defenseman so far this year.
I agree with that. Jeff Blashill thinks so too. He led the team in ice time tonight, 21:49. The only other player over 20 minutes was Connor Bedard at 20:49, but he's getting double shifted because of the 11 forwards.
Yeah, and some people have noticed too, like some of the totals of ice time are down for the defensemen.
Well,
they played 7
yeah,
defensemen.
7
Louis
defensemen.
Crevier played 13:31. Levshunov played 15:54. So you take a little bit of load off Sam Renzel. You take some of the load off Murphy and Vlasic.
Renzel only played 14:30 tonight.
Yeah, that surprised me. And
To go
I
from
will say
26 to 14 is...
but I noticed him a lot today. I really thought that he was effective and, not perfect. As no young player is perfect, but I saw a lot of good from Sam Renzel. And look, we got to be real. This game was boring. It was a slog. The Hawks couldn't get anything going the entire night.
Yeah, it was the exact opposite of Saturday.
Yes.
For
Top
many
to
reasons.
bottom.
And Jeff Blashill was actually asked about that this morning after morning skate, because this was the first game of the season where it wasn't somebody's home opener. There was no banners being raised. There was no red carpet. It's a Monday night. The Bears are playing. The United Center had a ton of empty seats tonight. The crowd was not buzzing like it was Saturday night. It's a division team you're going to see 3 more times this year. Hard to get up for that compared to some of these other games you've already played. So, the intensity was okay at the beginning of the game. First period was a good period, and then that second period was just like, I don't know how they got out of there
Yeah.
with a lead. But these are that we saw Rick Ball leaving in between the second and third period, and he was like, "Hey, good luck talking about this one tonight."
Yeah.
I said this is going to be the one they win. They played really good hockey the first 3 games, minus the first period in Florida. 3 games you could have won. This is by far their worst game. They're going to win tonight because hockey's dumb.
Yes, and it's funny. I actually mentioned to Mario because they did start the game really well. I think. Was it 5-0 shots on goal to start this one?
Yeah, and it was set that very first shift by the Nazar line. They won the face-off, got in on the forecheck, and had some chances right off the bat. Set the tone. I was like, "Ooh, here we go. It's going to be a good one." And then, it was. I think it was 5-0 in shots, and then it was only 6-5 at the end of the period. So that turn started.
Well, they got the power play that was the first unit was really bad. And this marriage to the slingshot, look, I get it. I watch a lot of hockey. I know a lot of teams use it. But we talked about this with Kevin Korchinski a few years ago. And who was it last year that was doing it all the time, too? Like they were just committed to the slingshot regardless of context. That's something you see with young players. But, man, there's got to be some coaching around that. And, look, and Jeff Blashill told us in the preseason, it's going to take a good month for the special teams to settle in and guys to get their legs under them. Fine with that, but it was just the power play is rough. And when you are a team that is lesser skilled, you need the power play to come through. And it was a difference today. The Burakovsky goal was a power play goal, and that's the difference. But if they can get a power play that was as effective as it was last year, it was like top 3rd, right?
They were in the top half, maybe 12th, 13th,
somewhere around there. That's above average, you'd say.
Yeah.
That's going to get them points.
Well, especially since they're going to struggle at 5-on-5 for much of the year.
Yeah.
And they have in all but one game, really struggled. The 5-on-5 goals are going to be tough to come by this year, at least for the first half.
Yeah.
So they have to learn how to get better on the power play. That first power play was just, I wrote yuck.
I wrote ass.
Same thing.
I wrote first unit ass. Second unit, pretty good.
Not ass.
The other side.
It took them a minute and 2 to get possession in the offensive zone. A minute and 2 on a power play.
That can't happen.
Well, they lost the first face-off, so that took 20 seconds off.
Automatically.
Then they bring the puck up, they're offside. Then they get the puck in, it's right out again. They get the puck in, it's right out again. Then it took them a minute and 2 to actually have possession in the offensive zone. That is bad.
Can't have that. I want to actually, the 5-on-5 thing is interesting, and it's something I was thinking about all night during this game, and I want to run it by you. And I know we are 4 games into the season, and it might be a little premature, but there's something I want to talk to you about. But we will reveal right now our nominees for Game Pucks. I went with Spencer Knight. You're going with Wyatt Kaiser. Mario's going with Ilya Mikheyev, who had a pair of goals. We're going to put that poll up right now during the break, so make sure you get those votes in. We'll reveal the winner at the end of the show. And remember, this is not your favorite player. This is the player you believe had the best game. So let's get those votes in there. And do us a favor, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are going to hit the break zone right now, and we'll be back in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks. And with the Bet365 early payout offer, you're a winner if your football team goes up by 17 points. Almost got there with the Bears, with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. So download the app, use the code CHGO365 when you sign up. They've got their Thursday Night Football $10 safety bets, their Sunday Night Football $365,000 jackpots, awesome stuff, and a $50 Super Profit Boost token on same-game parlays for Monday Night Football. So download the Bet365 app, deposit $10, play for $5, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. Those bonus bets can be used on futures, totals, spreads, player props, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, and this offer is in-app only. And we have talked about this for some time now. And the world of soft drinks is getting too soft. there's too many kombuchas and there's too many probiotic sodas that help your tummies.
Too many
When you got a
participation
little-
trophies in sodas too.
Soda participation trophies, exactly.
Ate it.
No, it's time for real cola. And guess what? You're in luck. RC Cola is still here. Same damn cola it's been since 1905 because it was perfect then. Why would you change it now? No trends, no gimmicks, no probiotic RC. I promise you that's not going to happen. RC Cola is not a soft drink, just damn good cola. RC Cola tastes like a punch in the thirst. So do yourself a favor. Stock up for this week's upcoming Hawks games. Whatever you're going to be watching this week, whether it's football, baseball, whatever's going on, RC is a move for whatever you're doing. RC Cola, like I said, is not a soft drink, just damn good cola.
The zero sugar RC is tasty.
Ooh, it's so good. And I will say, RC Cherry is the best cherry cola.
Okay.
Goes great with a burrito.
Good to know.
El Gallo Tapatio on 111th and Cicero. When I was a youth, I'd get my steak burrito and a cherry RC. Yeah, I have diabetes now, but I earned it.
Worth it.
I earned it. I earned it, damn it. All right. Before the break, I wanted to throw something at you.
Teaser.
If this team continues to, this game aside for the most part, if they continue to compete the way they have against Florida, against Montreal, etc., but they struggle to put the puck in the net at 5-on-5, could you see Kyle Davidson trying to add a little bit of offensive help midseason? Or is he just going to wait until it's Oliver Moore?
Well, that could be your midseason help.
True.
And you could have your late season help in Anton Frondel and Roman Kinsirov, who leads the KHL in goals right now, by the way.
Is that good?
Those guys could be here in February.
Yeah.
End of February, but after the Olympic break. Those are maybe two guys better than you're going to get at the trade deadline, and you don't have to give up anything to get them.
That's true. And I'm saying, but sooner than that. But this is my impatience. And if we know anything about Kyle Davidson, is that he is a patient man.
The exact opposite
Yes,
of
he is.
impatient.
He
He's
is.
almost too patient at times, but that's good.
It's good. It's what you want.
When you're in this type of rebuild, he needs to be the most patient man in the building, and God bless him because he is.
Yeah, he definitely is. It's I just, I see them battling. I see them playing hard, and just every goal is just a
I also
grind.
think it would be the perfect way to hey, I believe in you guys. You're my guys. I'm not
work for the
changing
Cubs.
anything. Yeah, well,
Well, hey, maybe the Hawks will get to the Western Conference semifinal,
there you go.
just like the Cubs did.
That would be a huge deal, though.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. No, you're right. And I think it is right to wait, and there is help on the way with Moore and the guys you mentioned. But it's just...
There's offense there. I mean, I think, André Burakovsky's been great these first 4 games. That better
He's
than
looked
advertised.
fantastic. He's way faster than I thought he was.
He's healthy for the first
He's
time.
got a
in
hell of a
couple
shot.
years. He's got 2 goals. Could have 3 or 4. You see, you got that. Mikheyev all of a sudden is, he scored 20 last year. There's no reason he's not getting at least that this year. He's on pace for 41 right now.
Yeah.
There's offense there. You've got Nazar, you've got Bedard. Tavo's off to a good start this year. Remember this time last year, we were kind of like, hey, Tavo, what are we paying for?
Yeah.
And then he finished the year with a Tavo stat line, but he's off to a good start. So, I mean, 5-on-5, they're going to get outplayed most nights, but that's where their special teams has to make up for it. And I still think, the PK is going to be a weapon at some point. They're going to be able to get some offense there. I mean, you shouldn't be depending on your penalty kill to provide goals. But
you got weapons, though.
but,
Mikheyev and Nazar are out there every time. You're going to get some...
going to be back soon, and he's got speed on the PK that helps too. So I'm not as concerned about the offense as I am about they need to play better defensively. Because when they play better defensively, the offense will get better because they'll have the puck more.
Yeah, and I'll say, so today was weird because I don't know if it was just because I was like Utah was kind of grinding it out too a little bit. There was just not a lot of flow in this game at all from either side. But I'll say like the defensive effort is good. Like the sticks are in lanes. This is stuff we've heard about for years from them that they weren't doing. Getting her sticking away. We saw Connor Bedard go down on a knee, stick on the ice, break up a pass. You're seeing guys, even when maybe they get beat, they're recovering, right? Because they're in the right place positionally. They're taking the body. They're taking the right angles, those sort of things. But it just has felt like they just did not have the puck at all today. No. And a point made by Mario during the game when we were talking was like, they don't have possession. Then when they finally get possession, they're so tired from defending that all they can do is clear it down and change, or they're out of gas and they make a pass that's just off the mark. And then the guy trying to retrieve the pass is also out of gas, so he kind of reaches in a tired way and can't catch up with it. I mean, it was just one of those games today, man.
I mean, tonight's game was Luke Richardson era Blackhawks hockey.
Yeah.
It was a Luke Richardson era game.
Yes, it was. Just hang on and hope that you get a bounce at the end.
Exactly. And spend the whole day chasing the puck. And they got a couple of breaks go their way. And I want to give, Artem Levshunov back in the lineup tonight. Still has a lot of those, oh boy, what's he doing moments. But those are expected. But I got to give him credit. On that first goal,
he took a huge hit to make that play.
He took that. Yeah, he took the hit. It was Michael Carcone, who kills the Blackhawks. Wasn't he the guy that had like back-to-back 4-point games against them a couple years ago?
Probably
in Arizona. R.I.P. But he stood his ground, absorbed that hit to keep the puck in, and 5 seconds later, it's in the back of the net. Those are the type of plays that are going to endear him to Jeff Blashill and keep him in the lineup.
He also...
And he was so happy when that puck went. That kid is so freaking entertaining because he's a child in a man's body. It's so fun.
He was very excited about that Mikheyev goal.
Mikheyev is the least excitable guy in the world, maybe. So he's jumping on him like, hey. And he's just like, all right, settle down, dude. Like, pats him on the head. It'll be all right.
Well, remember last year, Levshunov almost killed Bedard with a celebration, too. It was good to see him back on the ice. I'm glad that Blashill is not just sitting him out multiple games. Look, I have got no problem, as he said, development doesn't mean you just play every night.
Right.
I mean, sometimes you got to take a look from up in the press box, or you need a little bit of a reset, a little bit of a breather. That's fine. I just didn't want them to get in the habit of just scratch 3 games in a row where he becomes the new Louis Crevier. Then you're not learning anything. Practice is one thing, but you got to put yourself in game situations, and I'm glad that he was able to do that. There were those moments from Levshunov tonight. I told you he's going to make me lose what's left of my hair. But at the end of the night, +1, 15-54, had a shot attempt, was credited with 2 hits and 2 giveaways. So that's fine. We can take that. We are going to hear from Spencer Knight. We're going to hear from Jason Dickinson. But I know we've got a bunch of super chats, Sarah. I know you're doing a bunch of stuff right now. Do we want to wait on those, or how do you want to? All right, let's get to this one from Zachary Smith. $2 says, Mikheyev for the Selke. He's a machine. You know what? It's hard to argue with that. And now that there's not like your stereotypical reputation Selke guys anymore, unless they give Kopitar one just because it's his last year. Here's your final Selke. Enjoy on your way out.
Yeah.
It's going to be more up for grabs than it's been for a while.
Yeah, he's at a disadvantage because he's a winger.
And he's on a bad team.
He's on a bad team that's going to give up a lot of goals.
Yeah.
But, I could see him getting some votes. Get a few votes.
To be clear, I'm not saying he should win it or should be the favorite to win it, but I will say he definitely deserves some consideration.
He's the best candidate on the Blackhawks. What can you say that?
100%. And one more super chat before we hear from Spencer Knight. Papa Hawk says, let's go Hawks. Great job, Winnetka Warrior Mites. Yeah, they were the team that played the relay game during the intermission, which is always entertaining. Love that. So
that's when I get my coffee. I missed it.
Yeah. Well, it's good stuff. You should stick around. Sometimes they're more entertaining than the Hawks games.
That was my I was spot on the money. I knew I was going to need a cup of coffee to get through that second period, and Lord knows I did.
Yeah. All right, let's get to Spencer Knight here before we have to hit the break zone one more time.
What's it mean to get your first win? It was good. I think we've had good efforts. I don't really like to focus really on my, just winning the game. I think the process is what matters, and the more we focus on that, more I think we'll be in positions to win hockey games. You can't just come in the rink just think about winning. You got to do the winning habits from the start. So.
It seemed like in the second period when Utah was kind of controlling the play, you were seeing the puck really well. What was it that was keeping you calm in there?
Teammates, even when things get maybe a little chaotic, they do a good job at just being predictable sometimes. So I thought that's the biggest thing is when we're playing as a unit. Everyone knows what everyone else is doing. Makes it predictable on the reads. So I think my teammates helped me out a lot there.
Tonight was your 50th NHL win. How do you feel?
Hopefully getting more.
First win for Jeff here. I mean, what are your early impressions of him so far?
I like him as a coach and a person. I really appreciate his eye for details, for building a style that is sustainable over time to win not just one hockey game in October, but to build a system that can win continuously over the course of a season and then hopefully into the postseason. That's what really matters. Is anyone can win any game on any given night, any team. It's not about that really. It's about building a system, a culture, a team that can go deep and play in the playoffs. And I think he does a good job at that.
There's Spencer Knight. Man, just a calm, cool, and collected after just fighting for his life for 60 minutes.
Yeah. He's an interesting dude.
Well, I like, one thing I've noticed about him since he's arrived here is he is very thoughtful and he answers questions sincerely. And I do think that he, coming from Florida, coming from that culture of winning and coming from, I hate not to use a millennial term, but like the swaggiest organization in hockey, they are that. However you want to define it, whatever you want to call it, they've got it. And he's coming here. He's coming from there to here, which is a tough transition. But for him to sort of say, like, what I'm seeing from Jeff Blashill is a sustainable culture and a sustainable way of playing, that's big. Oh, yeah, he's great. Practices are really intense and fun, and we have a chance to win. But he's getting specific, and he's talking about this is a way that I can see us having success for a long time under this guy. And to me, that's a big vote of confidence from a guy who's been in the winningest organization in hockey right now.
Yeah, that's, you could tell that this team has bought in
100%.
quickly.
Yes.
To what Jeff Blashill wants to do. This team has played totally different hockey these first 4 games than it did at any point last year. Even when we were having fun those last few games of the year with all the kids up and all the, distractions out of the locker room, it still wasn't this fun, this structured. It was fun, but it was still controlled chaos on the ice.
Yeah, I was talking to Mike Folta, who calls Utah games. He used to be with the Ice Hogs.
Yeah.
And he's like, this game's kind of a bummer. I'm like, you know what? I got to say, it has been so far, but they're playing so much better and so much more entertaining. And I think so much of that, honestly, 90% of the difference we're seeing from last year to this year is coaching. I think it makes a huge difference, and it's not a knock on Sorensen, and it's not a knock on Richardson, but I think Blashill just has a presence about him and a confidence in his own message that I think those two guys might have lacked a little bit. Look, Luke Richardson's on the job for the first time, learning how to be an NHL head coach, and it was okay for a year and a half, and then the team started tuning him out. Then you bring in Sorensen, who they all like very much personally. I think they still do. It's why you keep him around. But again, we've talked about he's not standing up for his players on the bench. His personality is quiet and reserved. He's a man of few words. Great assistant, maybe not a great head coach. And now you bring in Jeff Blashill, who from day one, boom, the first drills on the ice are you take your 2 laps, let's go. Drill number 1, get it. Nope, you screwed it up. Go touch the boards. There is just an urgency from Jeff Blashill that has not been here for the last few years, and the players feel that, and they feel Blashill's confidence in his own message, and they say, okay, this guy seems to really believe what he's telling us, so let's effing go. And they get some results. Again, they start 0-2-1, which are not the results they wanted, but they know. They know who they played. They know how they played. They know that the game in Boston, the game against Montreal, even the game in Florida could have gone their way.
Those are games they probably lose 5-2 last
100%.
And this year they're in them to the very end.
And they'll say no moral victories, but I feel like those Montreal and Boston games were moral victories. And you could probably argue that they should have won those games.
Should have won, both of them.
We got to hit the break zone. We have over 470 people watching right now on a night where the Chicago Bears just won on Monday Night Football. If you're new here, thank you. Welcome. We're on 5 days a week. Tomorrow we're on at 2:30. We're going to talk to Danny Wirtz tomorrow, so don't miss that. When you're here, get in the habit of hitting that like button for us. Make sure you are also subscribed to our YouTube page as well. It helps us out big time. Hockey is not super popular on the old YouTube algorithm, so the more likes, the more subscribes we get, the more our content gets pushed to the top and gets more exposure, which helps us build a business and helps us get hockey in front of you, the very passionate and very important Hawks fans that are far too often dismissed and disregarded in this town. We will not do that. So please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back in 2 minutes on CHGO Blackhawks. And unfortunately, winter will be here before you know it. Is your home's heating up for the challenge? Got a plumbing emergency? Call Four Seasons. An electrical emergency? Call Four Seasons. Need a new hot water tank installed today? Call Four Seasons. Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up. At Four Seasons, they guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays, because that is inevitably when things break. Check out these great offers. They've got furnaces start at $39 a month, and furnace AC combos start at $57 a month. Call today and save $50 from your local trusted experts. Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. They've been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. Your trusted local experts are Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. Again, that's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com. And if you are a coach, listen up. If you're looking for more athletes to train, Eye on the Ball is where you need to be. It's simple. You just create your profile, upload your background check, and boom, you're in. And they've got a new promo for coaches going on right now. Free 6 months. Then it's just $50 a month or $500 for the whole year. Athletes of all ages and sports can find you directly. I know my daughter's got a pitching coach. You pay her a lot. Get your name out there. And there's a lot of word of mouth, right? But every month she's got a new toy in her garage from her pitching lessons. It's outstanding. You can be just like that with Eye on the Ball. That's eyeontheball.net. If you're ready to grow your coaching business and reach more athletes, go check it out right now. That's eyeontheball.net. Don't wait. The athletes are already there looking for you. Eyeontheball.net. As we wait for Mario to join us from the UC, let's get a couple more of these super chats in there. We always appreciate those very much. Keith with $5 says Burakovsky's been a very pleasant surprise to the Hawks so far. Really hope he can stay healthy. Knock on wood. Good first win and go Hawks. Look, we said this all preseason, and I know that he did not light the world on fire in the preseason, but he is probably the best line mate Bedard's played with on a consistent level. I know he had some time with Tavo and some time with Bertuzzi, but it was pretty limited. Burakovsky is a top 6 forward in this league when he's healthy. He is. Like that. He's got speed. He's got a great shot. He's big. He's strong. When he's healthy, the numbers have been there to prove that he's a top 6 guy, but that's been the issue, has been the health.
And he's played with elite talent.
That helps.
Before.
Yes.
His biggest asset is that he gets the puck through the neutral zone so quickly.
Yes, he does.
And then knows where 98 is on the ice. Those are his 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And he's doing them well, and he's adding some scoring.
That the post he hit the other night, I thought the net was going to come off the moorings. He hit it so hard. He's got a really good shot.
Unlike Tavo, who hit the post and didn't make a sound.
That was the weirdest thing ever. And like, we can't hear the broadcast. So if anyone heard, we saw the replay. He hit the post clear. There was no sound in the arena.
I thought it hit the net.
I thought it hit the net so hard that it like trampolined out.
Because there was no clink, no ping,
that was
no thunk,
very strange. Maybe they painted it too thickly right there. I don't know. $5 super chat from Aaron.
Maybe he hit a dent that was already in it from a previous shot.
There
and
you
it
go.
just fit
From
right
Burakovsky's warm-up shot. That could be it. Aaron for $5 says this was Knight's best game as a Hawk since his first start. He was absolutely at the top of his game tonight. Yep, can't argue with that. Matthew says it was nice meeting you, Jay. It was my first game at the UC since 2014. I was excited to see Artie have a decent game. Say hi to Mario for me. I will. And Greg's right here, too. Yeah, hi, Matthew. And you, Matthew, your girlfriend said something to me, but I couldn't hear her because it was loud in there. But so I just gave the polite, oh, yeah. So sorry if I was rude. And the Mano Lantern for $2 says, this is to the Hawks' first win and a Bears win. Yeah, let's get lots more of those stacked up because it's a fun night in Chicago. And the Brewers lost, which we're all happy about.
Yeah. I mean,
you just don't care?
I don't care anymore.
You're just checked out?
Yeah. Cubs aren't in the playoffs anymore. Don't care.
Yeah.
Could care fair. Less one way or the other.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
But, watching a little bit of their voodoo magic get rubbed off is fun.
Yeah. How come it's like a Wisconsin thing? Like the Packers always have it. It's like 3rd and 25 and they somehow convert.
The Brewers bought the Cardinals Devil Magic from St. Louis. They paid a lot of money and it got shipped up north.
They had it imported?
Yeah.
The Brewers don't have a World Series.
Well, yeah, they're a trash organization.
So no matter what they do this year, they will never have a World Series.
Unless they win the World Series.
Unless they win the World Series. And how many World Series does the Cubs have? 3.
That's right. It's true. It doesn't matter how far apart they are.
Doesn't matter how far apart.
3 is more than 0.
We're getting nervous down here. We're in the second longest World Series drought in franchise history.
You're right. It's crazy. But step it up, Hoyer. Got to worry about 2032 though. I will never get over that. I will never get over that comment. Anyway,
back to
we digress.
Yes.
Real quick.
Back to the team that won.
I saw a couple comments in here. I think it was LS. It says, what is Nick Foligno doing on his team? I challenge you to watch the games. Nick Foligno, that Burakovsky goal does not happen without his pass.
No, it's a great setup. Great pass.
Is he slow? Yes. Is he a shadow of what he used to be? Yes. Does he serve a very important purpose on this team on and off the ice? Yes, he does. Nick Foligno, as we're talking about with Wyatt Kaiser, does a lot of the very smart veteran things to, even if it doesn't necessarily result in a good scoring chance, it prevents a good scoring chance for the other team. He will always make the right play. Whether or not it always works, that's a toss-up for everybody, right? But Nick Foligno has been doing a lot of the little things that have made this that have made the Hawks survive some situations they potentially shouldn't have, and the offense isn't completely gone. That pass, Colton Dock dug it out. Then Foligno saw out of the corner of his eye Burakovsky right there and put it on the tape.
It's a great play.
Yeah, it was a really nice play. So I'm not here for and I would say the same about Connor Murphy. He has made a career of doing the little things correctly. He's made a career out of it. So yeah,
those are good guys to have these young guys watch how they operate.
Yes, and I know we want, 12 forwards under the age of 25 and 6 defensemen under the age of 25. It is just not a viable situation for competitive hockey. Foligno, Murphy, they serve purposes on this team. They execute their roles well, and you could trust them when things are starting to fall apart. Those are 2 guys I trust to prevent them from falling apart further. All right, Mario is standing by from the United Center. Let's bring him in right away. Hello, Mario.
Hello.
How are the vibes? How was Club Dub?
Well, they didn't let us into Club Dub if there was one, because it wasn't very clubby. But I think the vibes were as good as they could be for a win that looked like this one. Wasn't the prettiest hockey game that you've ever watched, but for a Monday night while the Bears are playing, the Blackhawks delivered a victory that, it's the first of the season. So you chalk it up to that, but there's definitely things that they can work on and improve to look more crisp. But I think this group is happy to be able to get a win in a game like this after the first 3 performances of the season were games that they could have won, which looked better, but you win the game where arguably you could say you might have had your worst of the first 4 performances.
What was there a victory song? Last year we got to hear Simply the Best by Tina Turner all 4 times they won at home. Was there a song blaring tonight? These are the important questions we need to know.
No, actually, no sound blaring unless the moving of the logo from the rug to the ceiling also somehow improved the soundproofing in the locker room.
They're watching a Bears game.
Probably, yeah. We were as a media group all huddled around one phone as we were watching the Bears game, and darn it if they didn't open the room right before the final play. But no, it's again like I think this group was. You're always happy to get a win, no matter how it looks, and you know the buzzword through the first week or so of the regular season has been about the process. And I think what we're seeing through these first 4 games is the progression of that process and what that process that this team is trying to continue to build upon, what Jeff Blashill has been instilling in this group, and how they've been responding to it is being able to be defensively sound in games, to be able to bend but don't break, and take advantage of chances when you can. Whether it's, you only get a few power plays, but you get a goal from your second unit, or if it's, just working yourself out of a tough defensive shift to live to the next play, to which your, fresh guys can make something happen in the offensive zone. So I think this is a group that is getting it. Spencer Knight, I don't know if you guys were able to play it yet, but he talked about, so you heard him kind of mentioning like Jeff Blashill's system, how guys are kind of adapting to it, and how it can, if you buy in and play in that system and play to it, to its potential and play to their potential, it is a system that can win in the postseason. So that's the mentality that they're having, is that maybe not the expectation is we're going to be playing postseason games, but this process and the way that they're trying to play is a style that can be successful in the postseason. So it's an interesting spot to be in, something that we haven't really seen in the last few years, where you're saying like the way that they're playing is a playoff style system.
Well, I know you, by the way, we are 3 likes away from 300, so let's get over that number. Hit that for us. Hit that like button, and we'll get there in a moment. I know you got to hear from Jeff Blashill. What are some of the things he said that stood out today?
Well, I mean, you watched the game. You got to see the importance of having Jason Dickinson in the lineup, and having him on the penalty kill, having him work with Ryan Donato and Ilya Mikheyev. It's undeniable how important those guys can be in the roles that they play. So Jeff Blashill had some praise for both of those guys in his postgame. So here's what he had to say, starting off with Dickinson, and then he gets to Ilya Mikheyev as well.
You got Dickinson here, Sarah? Yep, no problem. No, the Blashill and Dickinson. Oh, that's not ready yet. Sorry. That's my bad.
Okay.
Want to paraphrase it?
Yeah, he had high praise for Jason Dickinson and Ilya Mikheyev. No, I mean, he talked about, just how, you can have those guys be effective on the penalty kill. And in games like this, those guys' play style, they seem to be the ones that are able to make things happen when, your top offensive producers might not be there, might be neutralized. You can rely on those guys to make the plays that
a lot,
transition.
and I thought that line was excellent. I thought him and Mikheyev and Donato did a really good job They weren't matched hard every night or every shift, but they had a lot of shifts against Utah's really good offensive players, and I thought they kind of did the best thing you can do against good players, and that's make them defend and play in the offensive zone. And so between Dickinson, Mikheyev, and Donato, I thought they had a really good night. And Jason's he's a good player, and he knows the types of winning hockey plays that you have to make. A lot, and I thought that line was excellent. I thought him and Mikheyev and Donato did a really good job. They weren't matched hard every night. I thought him and Mikheyev and Donato did a really good job. They weren't matched hard every night or every shift, but they had a lot of shifts against Utah's really good offensive players, and I thought they kind of did the best thing you can do against good players, and that's make them defend and play in the offensive zone. And so between Dickinson, Mikheyev, and Donato, I thought they had a really good night. And Jason's he's a good player.
All right, there we go. He just really wanted to reiterate
Couldn't
how
have said
well
it better
those guys
myself.
played.
What I hear is Jason Dickinson's a really good player.
And are we saying Mikheyev wrong? Is it Mikheyev?
I mean, he's the first that I've heard say Mikheyev, at least from within the team. Last year it was Mikheyev.
We should ask Mikheyev, and he'll just say nothing.
Yeah, go straight to the source. That's how we found out it was Frank Nazar.
No, it's look, like those are two guys. Just as we were saying about Foligno and Murphy, it's while they might not blow you away with, I think Mikheyev does now and again, by the way, because of the speed. But more often than not, those guys can be trusted to make the safe and good play. I think Dickinson's body betrays him sometimes. Still doesn't feel like he's totally 100%, but obviously not. He missed the last game. But when he's right and when he's healthy and when he's playing at his best, he's another one of those, all right, things are getting away from us here. Let's put 16 on the ice and get things under control a little bit.
Yeah, we talk about the 5-on-5 struggles this team's going to have for a lot of this season. Well, that line with Dickinson and Mikheyev, regardless if it's Slaggert or Donato or whoever they have as their third member, that's a very important line because they're going to be out there against the other team's best line, 5-on-5 all night. And if they could stop the other team's best line from scoring, that all of a sudden makes your job at 5-on-5 a little easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've really liked what Ilya Mikheyev has shown in the first 4 games of the season. And, we talk about this group and moving on to the future and who's on expiring deals, and you start looking at the trade deadline. Man, I won't be shocked if Ilya Mikheyev is actually extended before this season's over, and he's not moved, because the way that he's been playing, that's a guy that I feel like you almost, and obviously things might change throughout the season, but the role he plays, the way he plays, that's a guy that I think you probably benefit more from having on the ice, at least over the next few years, than, getting future assets for him.
What I like about Mikheyev too, and I agree with you, like as we look at the guys who are out of contract, the veterans, he's probably the one you can convince me to bring back, because I think he is the kind of guy who, as his career goes on and as the Blackhawks young players come up and start elevating their roles, like maybe Sasha Blaver starts as a third line center, and then after 2-3 years really finds his legs, becomes a second line guy or whatever it might be, whichever example you want to use. Mikheyev's a guy you can pretty much slot anywhere on the ice line wise, and he's gonna be an asset. Like if they were to say, all right, Colton Dock, good job, you gave it a sporting chance, and we're gonna put Mikheyev up there in the top line. Like I don't think at no point do I think he would look lost or incapable of playing in that role. So I just think he's got a lot of value. I don't think he's going to cost a ton of money. Unless someone's throwing a first or a really good prospect at you for him at the deadline, then
I extend him before that even happens.
I agree.
So
yeah,
he doesn't have
if they did it tomorrow, I wouldn't blink.
So he doesn't have to go through that whole are they, won't they, thing that like Donato went through last year. Extend him early if he keeps playing like this. And I think, Kyle Davidson originally acquired him last season because, he saw the speed and he saw the defensive ability. But now he fits perfectly into what Jeff Blashill wants to do. Be hard on pucks, be aggressive defensively, force turnovers. That's his game perfectly. So you got him last year, as a salary cap dump move from Vancouver, just like Jason Dickinson, and he played well, and now he's the perfect fit for the guy you hired to be the head coach.
Yeah, totally. Yes, lead by example. Here's what I'm saying: go do it. Boom. I think it makes all the sense in the world. What else did we hear from Jeff Blashill today?
Well, this is his first win with the Blackhawks, and he was asked kind of about what that meant. Nick Foligno had some good things to say to Blashill on behalf of the group for his first win, and he just kind of expounded upon doing it with this group, with this Blackhawks group, and what it meant. So here's what Jeff Blashill had to say after his first win.
A lot, and I thought that line was excellent. I thought him and Mikheyev and Donato did a really good job. They weren't matched hard every night or every shift, but they had a lot of shifts against Utah's really good offensive players. And I thought they kind of did the best thing you can do against good players, and that's make them defend and play in the offensive zone. And so between Dickinson, Mikheyev, and Donato, I thought they had a really good night. And Jason's he's a good player, and he knows the types of winning hockey plays that you have to make.
Good stuff.
Hey man, Jason Dickinson's a good player.
That's what I hear.
Yeah,
that's what my sources tell me.
Anyways, Blashill, he was introspective about the group. Just had really good things to say about what they're building, the guys that are in the room, and how much he appreciates not only the players that they are on the ice, but the group that they have coming together off the ice as well. The collective that they have coming together, like it's been a lot for him and the coaching staff that they've really thrown at this group to start the season. It started, hit the ground running in training camp. Those first few practices were really drilling in the system, drilling in, the habits that they want to have. And Jason Dickinson talked about it at this morning's morning skate, how through the first 3 games, some of the things that kind of prevented them from getting over that hump and getting those wins in those 1-goal games were trying to unravel habits that in the last few years they've kind of built and let slide. So what they're trying to do is kind of unravel those things under Jeff Blashill. And Blashill talked about how much coaching that this group has gone through and how they've been able to handle it and how they're absorbing it and how they're putting those things that he's been instilling and trying to build, how they've been able to kind of grab onto those lessons and put them into practice so far early in the season. So it's good to hear, from the guy who's putting those things into place, that he's actually seeing the results that he's wanted to, at least through the first 4 games.
You know what's crazy about this game?
Yes.
The Hawks get their first win of the year. Connor Bedard and Frank Nazar combined for 1 shot attempt.
Hey, I mean, you don't have your superstars go for 2 and 3 points each night, even the best of the best. There were nights where, guys like Jonathan Toews and Patrick Kane were neutralized, and you had to have a game where Dave Bolland or Brian Bickle or whoever came through and had a game. So in a game where, André Burakovsky plays a big role, Ilya Mikheyev plays a big role, and Spencer Knight too. Like, without a guy like him, they wouldn't have had a chance tonight. So I'm liking that we can now look at this Blackhawks team more as a collective in who can be difference makers, rather than it has to only be Connor Bedard.
He went with the 11-7 thing again for the second time this year. Do we expect this to be a thing? I don't know. Is that just kind of
Yes, expect this to be a thing. Regarding Levshunov and getting him in, Blashill said that he enjoyed the performance that he had tonight. Said it was something that he can build on. The 11-7, it sounds like this is going to be a regular thing because of the young defensemen that the Blackhawks have, and rather than having to scratch guys night in and night out, playing 7 defensemen where you have 4 right-handed shots with Rinzel, Murphy, Levshunov, and Crevier. And Jeff Blashill really likes Louis Crevier as not only as a regular defenseman, but also on the penalty kill. So his strategy in his thinking is limiting minutes for the young defensemen so that they can kind of not be thrown into the fire, but also balancing things to where on the right side, Murphy and Crevier handle more of the penalty killing minutes, while Rinzel and Levshunov are able to, at least for special teams, focus on the power play, and then 5-on-5, you figure things out from there. So it seems like this is going to be more regular of a lineup configuration than you see traditionally in the NHL. And I think it's only because of the spot that the Hawks are in with their defensive group as it stands now. Now, as the season goes on, some of these young guys, Levshunov and Rinzel, maybe they're able to show that they can handle more of the load. Or maybe it's Crevier that says, hey, I'm playing really well, give me more minutes. And, you kind of figure out the lineup from there to where it's a little bit more traditionally the 12-6. But so far, 11-7 seems to be something that Jeff Blashill is going to continue to go to. So wouldn't be surprised if that's going to be not the norm, but we see it more than we usually would.
All right. I know we've had some technical issues tonight, but we're going to try something. It's the first win of the year. Let's see if our thing works.
Hey, now.
Hold on. Wait for it.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Turn it on.
I thought I did. It's coming. Here it comes, everybody.
This is great for the listeners, by the way.
There it is. We got to win.
Now, we are in Studio B, so it's a little louder than it would be in Studio A. But every time the Hawks win, Floppy Noodle Man is coming out. Which was not my nickname in college.
No, we have to have a different name. No.
There he is. So whenever the Hawks win, he's coming out. Hopefully more wins in Studio A than B. There he is. He's going to go to sleep now.
Womp, womp.
There he goes.
Hey, he's good for 30 seconds and then he's deflated.
Again.
Are you talking about him or me?
All right, Mario. Thanks, man. We'll see you tomorrow at practice and 2:30 show with Danny Wirtz.
Sounds great.
All right, that's Mario Tirabassi. We've got a few minutes to go. We got to reveal the winner of the game pucks. The winner is Spencer Knight. You got your votes in, and he has a decent lead going so far this season. He has won 3 of our 4 game pucks. So Spencer Knight is running away with this right now, and deservedly so.
I mean, it feels like when we were doing the 4 stars, anytime we would put in a goalie, they would automatically win.
Yes, because
it's
almost like pity for them.
Right. But I like the fact that, like, so far through this year with the game pucks, unlike the 4 stars on many, many nights, there's actually, like,
candidates.
debate.
Yes, there's actual candidates. All right, we got to go to the frat house. We got the frat house ready to go. Speaking of Spencer Knight. We got to get Noodle Man up for the frat house. Speaking of Spencer Knight, 22 saves on 23 shots. That's 1 goal against. That's really good. So we're feeling it in the frat house on Madison. We're going to do this all year, highlighting one of the Blackhawks young stars after every game. So there you go. There's our frat house on Madison. All right, we got to wrap things up. We're up against the clock. Thanks, everybody, for being with us.
Bears don't have one of these, do they? No.
That's right. We did. Spencer Knight, Game Puck. Yeah, Spencer Knight is a Game Puck winner.
All Spencer Knight all the time.
All
We
Spencer
heard
Knight
from
all
him.
the time.
He's in the Fred house. He got the Game Puck, and he looked like this on a few saves tonight.
Yes, and if you want to hear Jeff Blashill on Ilya Mikheyev and Jason Dickinson one more time, just replay the show on the podcast app. We love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 2:30 with Danny Wirtz on CHGO Blackhawks.
We all silly like the mayor.